We are back with Wyld, perhaps one of my favorite names right now. And we are talking about cracking the code to short form video success. The first point, we do have three. And the first point is already a biggie. 3 best practices for short form video content, which is double hook, captions, and storytelling. If you missed that, just rewind a few minutes. Maybe start from the beginning so that you'll know who Wave is. But we'll go to the second point right now. And the second point is trending content versus original content. I paused a little bit because it kind of reminded me of the 2 hooks. It's like watching Rocky 3 with Mr. T, right? So it's a versus thing. So we've got trending content and original content. So what's the difference between the both? And is there something wrong with original content? Is there something wrong? Or I don't know. Tell me more about that.
Yeah. I'll explain. Yeah, so I get a lot of questions about this. Usually, like, how much trending content should I do versus how much original content, or should I even do the trends? I do hear a lot of other social media gurus that advise not to do trending content. And every time I hear that, I'm thinking, like, what? There are so many benefits to doing trends, and they definitely do have a time and a place. So let's talk about the trends first, and then we'll talk about original content. Okay, so when I'm talking about trends, we all know that TikTok is really big on the trends. There's a lot of the trending audios on Reels, and even Shorts is really pushing trends and encouraging creators to make trending content. So when I say trending content, I am talking about specific trends where there is a sound that you use and you take an action with that sound. So I'm not talking about Barbie because it's trending. I'm specifically talking about a sound where you take an action in the video where there's some sort of punchline to that sound. That is the trend. The trending sounds and audios that are also popular, that's not the same. That's something different because those are just really popular sounds. There's not a specific action that goes along with the sounds. So the trends are really important on TikTok because, well, for one thing, they're really good for growth. They're popular content. So I always like to think of them as that top of the funnel content where you're really trying to attract people to your page, to your account for growth, for followers. So they're really good for that. They're also a great way to showcase personality. So if you're making, say, a lot of educational content, then it's a chance to kind of get a little bit silly, a little bit playful, lighthearted. That is the culture and a lot of the feel on TikTok, particularly. You don't take yourself too seriously. So it's a chance to like showcase your personality and people get to see another side of you. So again, it humanizes you. They're also really great for being relatable. And we know relatability in marketing is key. When your followers or your audience, they feel like they are seen by you, they feel heard or understood, they're going to connect with you and feel like more of that connection, that bond. They're going to consume more of your content, maybe buy your offers. So that is really, really important. And then you can use the trends in a very strategic way to promote, to sell your offers, your products, or promote other events, challenges. If you do like webinars or you have a community somewhere else, there's a lot of different ways that you can strategically use the trends. So they definitely have the time and place. However, one of the big mistakes I see is that people do too many trends or not enough trends. So if I go to your account and I can't tell like what you do and who you are because all of your videos are just kind of trending funny videos, that's really bad, especially if you're a business and it's like, oh, you're a fitness coach? I had no idea. Like you weren't really giving any kind of definitely want it to be a part of your strategy or content strategy, but it's not everything you do and it's not too little. So you kind of got to have to find that sweet spot that works for you. Then we have original content. So original content, what I mean by that is content that you put out that is coming from your own idea, your own voice, right? It's not copying or taking a sound and putting your spin on it, that kind of thing. So it's completely original. One thing you want to keep in mind is that you need original content to become a trend, right? All trends come from an original idea. So that's really important too. But I actually do recommend that you make more original content than you do trends. It kind of what that ratio looks like really depends on your account, whether you're a business owner, an influencer, some other type of content creator. It's going to depend what that ratio looks like, but they're both important. So they both have their time and place. Like original content can be used in other ways too, as top of the funnel, where I encourage my clients and students to make what I call series types of videos that are really, really juicy, good content that you do in a part one, part two, part 350 type of format that helps you stand out from other people in your niche and gets people to follow you because they want more of that content.
I think every business owner, every entrepreneur who's going to be doing this might need to step back a little bit and try not to
Mhm.
go through trending things or that quick. Because again, I do agree with what you mentioned earlier with regards to balancing things, that you don't want to go overboard with trending because it might start giving the wrong idea or giving the wrong message about you. So the trending something is a good thing, but you don't want that when people check your account. It's like, okay, so is this guy, what is this business all about, right? So there always has to be
Mhm.
a purpose. You mentioned something about songs, and another one is a trending method.
Yes.
I guess I say. So what's the difference between the both? Because I wanna figure out which one is different from the other.
Sure. So the trending sounds are very popular on TikTok Reels and Shorts. Now, this is when a sound is just popular, right? There's not a specific action that you take. People will use that sound in the background of their video for any type of video, like a vlog or a get ready with me. Those types of videos, right? They'll name sounds, but there's not a specific action that you do with that sound, right? So the opposite of that is what I call like the TikTok trends. A lot of them are these POV trends. I don't want to overwhelm your viewers and get too complicated. This just means point of view.
Right.
They're very short sounds, typically 5 to 8 seconds long. Sometimes it's dialogue, sometimes it's music, and you lip sync. And then you put text on screen that has some sort of like relatable joke to the punchline of the sound. Those are the most popular trends across social media. And the reason why they're so popular is because anyone can adapt them to their niche and put their own spin on it. So it kind of make it like if you're a chiropractor, you can kind of add in like the chiropractor spin on it, right? If you're a real estate agent, you can add that kind of real estate spin, something that's relatable to your target audience. They're also just really fast and easy ways to make content because they're such short videos, right? Typically the 5 to 8 seconds. So that's what I mean by those trends. There is a sound and there's sometimes a punchline to that sound. Again, when you listen to the sound, it's fairly intuitive what that punchline is. And then you would put text on screen that relates to that punchline.
And these kinds of videos might not even like reach 60 seconds. They might just be roughly
They're
around
super
15
short.
seconds. Very short.
No,
Right, right.
5 to 8 seconds. These
Okay.
videos are. Yeah.
And I guess it's one of those kinds of videos that when you watch it, you got to watch it again and probably 3 or 4 times just to really absorb and soak
Hmm.
the thing about it. But I think that's good news for those who may be starting to do this short form videos, because it is overwhelming when you're thinking about creating 60-second videos. A lot of people say it's easy because it's easier if it's like 5 minutes, because more or less you'll get to explain a lot of stuff. To compress everything in 30 seconds, it might be a little bit difficult for some. So I think doing this is one of those baby steps that you can do right now. One more question though before we go to the next one. And I think
Yeah.
really this is something that anyone can do and apply in their business, in their whatever it is that they're doing. Let's say for example on TikTok you did that kind of a video and that sound is not available in other platforms. So what do we do with that? Do we just stick with TikTok?
What happens is if you do it from TikTok, and you repurpose it to Reels, it uploads as your own original sound. I think that's what happens. And same with Shorts. However, I have often gone and found that sound and usually find that it is available on the other platforms.
Right, because
Yeah.
you want, yes, because the other platforms, they're always watching each other because they want to make sure that you do the same thing in their channel. So the likelihood of that being available in other channels is very high. Take that advice, make sure that you start doing trending content, but also do not neglect your original content. Original content makes you unique.
Yes.
And the point there is most original content highlight more about you, what you do, what you offer. And so don't neglect that. Let's say, for example, is it
Yeah.
more like a 5:1 kind of deal, or 4:1?
Again, I think it depends on the goals of your account and the type of creator you are and the type of business that you have. I will say if you're a service provider, then the educational content tends to be a little bit higher. I usually recommend at least 50% educational content just because it positions you as that authority figure and it builds that trust and credibility. And that's also really, really important.
And I think that's important when you mention something about credibility. You don't want to do trending things that will more or less tarnish your credibility. You want to make sure that people take you seriously as well. Are you overwhelmed in creating content? Maybe you're stuck and you don't know where to start. Well, we've got your back. Repurpose.io is giving away a free content creation guide. Yes, for free. All you need to do is go to repurpose.io/guide and download it for free. Start creating content right now with a free repurpose.io content creation guide. Download the guide for free from your friends here at repurpose.io. We are on the third point. Point number 3 is popular short form video formats. I'm very interested with this one. I didn't know there would be different kinds of formats, but
Yeah.
please educate us, Wave.
Yeah, I think over the past few years, we've kind of seen these formats evolve because short form video marketing is so new. So I like to break them down because essentially what I do for students or clients is I help people and I teach them how to communicate a message through short form video. That's all we're doing here. We're just taking a message and there's various different formats that you can communicate it. So even when I come up with a content idea, I think to myself, I get the idea. And then one of the first questions I ask myself is, how do I want to communicate this message? Do I want to do a talking head video? Those are very popular on TikTok. Well, they're popular everywhere. I would say a little less on Reels, but I see a lot of them on Shorts and on TikTok as well. Talking head videos, that's where you're doing exactly what I'm doing right now, looking at a camera, talking and delivering information. Very easy way to create content. Again, are probably one of the most popular. And that's where you use those title hooks, right? But there's other ways that you can communicate information as well. One of them that I would say is more popular on Reels, I've come up with the name for it. It's kind of silly. I hasn't really caught just yet. Maybe we can make this a thing, but I call them Mext rolls. That's what I call them, Mext rolls. So like MEXT rolls. So it's kind of a spin on B-roll. So you might be familiar with what B-roll is, Roy. These are like video clips that kind of help to tell a story or that you use in a video. So what a Mext roll is, it's when you use music and text on screen with some sort of video clip. It could be one video clip, it could be multiple video clips. These are really popular across all short form, but like I said, extremely popular on Reels. It can be so easy. Like what I will see people do is shoot video of their feet walking down the street, and then they'll just put some text on screen with maybe an inspirational message or something educational and add some trending music. Another very popular style. So again, when I get that content idea, I think to myself, how do I want to communicate this? Do I want to do it in a talking head? Do I want to do it in a Mext roll? Do I want to do it in a vlog? Is it going to be a duet or a stitch? There's a lot of different popular formats. I just want to bring attention to one more that's really popular on short form, and really, really great for people who have a business and are educating, or for people who are more of an entertainment based account where they're acting or being some sort of personal brand or personality. And that is the character skits. I love these videos. This is what helped one of my students go from 8,000 to 1 million followers in 2 months. We just went deep into character skits. So, this is when one person plays two or even more characters in one video. And they're actually really easy to create in app, super easy to make. First off, create some sort of script so you kind of have like what character A is saying, character B, but they are really entertaining because they're like a little skit, right? You know how popular Saturday Night Live is. You think about how we like to watch those skits. These are very short skits. So again, if you're an educator, again, they're popular because you can show up as you, the expert in the video, and the other character can be maybe someone who's your ideal client or someone who's confused or lost, and you can help them and you can educate them through a skit, which makes it more entertaining, super funny, really great way to entertain and educate and get high watch time, more views.
In fact, that might actually be part of your playlist right now. For those who are watching right now, you're like, they know what they're talking about. And they often end with a call to action after that. Now, it might be a little bit difficult for some people to do this, especially if they're not really into the theatrics of things. So it might necessarily be your cup of tea. But if you are encouraged to do that, then go ahead, especially if you think this is going to help your business. Aside from just telling a story, I think skits like this can help people understand what you do and the kind of advice that you would give. So this is great for educators. I've seen a lot of this for finance people. And
Yes. Yeah.
look at this hack. They don't know that I know
Yeah.
this because I'm
Yeah.
following Wave.
Yeah.
So that might be something that those who are watching or listening to this podcast episode that you might want to do. If you're afraid to do that, go ahead and try. Just try one. You'll never know what kind of eyeballs will start coming into your channel. Are you tired of constantly churning out new content? Do you want to reach a wider audience and increase engagement without spending hours in creating new content? Look no further than repurpose.io, the ultimate tool for content repurposing. With repurpose.io, you can easily turn your existing content to new content, like videos, podcasts, social media posts, and more. You'll save time, reduce stress, and reach a wider audience. And we're offering a free 14-day trial of repurpose.io just for you. This is the perfect opportunity to test it out and see the results for yourself. You'll have access to all the full features of repurpose.io for 14 days. Just visit repurpose.io/free. Again, repurpose.io/free. Don't miss out on the chance to revolutionize the way you repurpose your content. Try it today. We're doing skits. Okay. Are there others that we can, if we're not going to do skits, what are the other things that we can do?
Oh, well, gosh, there's a lot of different types of video formats, and I actually cover 9 of them in my guide, 9 short form video formats every content creator needs to know. So I think you can make that available in your show notes. Yeah, but the other popular ones I would say are duets and stitches. Those are popular on TikTok, and those features have been copied over to Reels. And actually, Shorts just released a duet feature that looks like TikTok. I don't have it yet, so I haven't been able to explore it or play around with it. But they're really, really improving their in-app video editor on YouTube Shorts to try to encourage more original content and using more of these features.
And I think what we need to do, all of us, including myself, Wave, and what we're doing is we're always looking at what's working. And I think that's something also that you need to start in this short form video journey. If you're going to be doing this seriously, then you might need to do some research. And don't worry, it's already at the palm of your hand. Just go and check out. There might be some searches that you want to do, like trending or things like that. But more or less, you do need to have the time to research on them and see, because what's popular right now may not be popular 2 weeks later.
That's
Something
true.
new. There's always going to be something new. I think it's the attitude that we need to have when it comes to these things. And yes, we are going to be putting all the links regarding Wave on the show notes, on the link on this video, and on the blog, so you can get in touch with him. I'm very interested with that guide. I need to sign up. So I'm going to be
You
part of
should.
your list. Don't worry about it. I will be there. I will be there. I want to give you the floor and maybe tell them, what can you tell them and encourage them when it comes to doing short form video?
Yeah. Well, first of all, just start. I know that sounds hard, but it does get easier with time, I promise. And then the other thing you can do is, if you haven't started, is to explore these platforms a little bit more and really be mindful. So pay some mindful attention to how people are creating. What are they doing in the videos that seems to be working? How are they getting engagement? How are they getting attention? That's going to really tell you a lot and give you some, hopefully, get those creative juices flowing and really start giving you some ideas and inspiration on how you could do this and what it would look like for you.
Wise words coming from Wave. Wild Wave,
Yes.
thank you so much. We just had a blast
Mhm.
having you over. And again, guys, if you want to get in touch with Wave, we're going to put all the links on the show notes. If you want help, maybe you're there already and says, hey, I don't want to do this on my own. I want someone to hold me by the hand and make sure that I do this properly. Hey, catch the wave. Wave Wild. Yeah, she's gonna hold your hand, make sure you don't wipe out. All right. So TikTok marketing trends expert Wave Wild, thank you so much for being on Content Marketing Insider.
Thank you so much for having me.
And that is our episode for today. Again, folks, thank you so much for being with us. And I hope that you start doing your short so that you can get trending. And who knows, you might just be the next trending video on TikTok. Again, for Content Marketing Insider powered by repurpose.io, this is Roy Garcia and this is Wave Wild. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next time.